if you don't unlearn some of these things initially, you're gonna struggle. You're not going to do your job. You're not going to be accepted as a Scrum Master, because all what you'll be doing is preaching about agility, Scrum Mastering, but not doing the right thing. Now, this is the first thing, right? Now, hands up if you have been a project manager at one point of time in your career. Anyone? It's quite a few, right? Myself, I have done it. I think all of us were there. We like that status. We like the authority we had. We like the kind of power we had as a project manager. But we were also not enjoying our life, right? Were you? I doubt, right? So I'm going to just talk about few things that I believe why you should have as a Scrum Master. One is command and control. Now this is the biggest shift between the traditional way of thinking and agile thinking. As a Scrum Master, if I try to be a command and control type of person, things are not going to work, because always I think that my thinking is right, I'm going to kind of instruct the people to do what I think right. So that doesn't work, right? Secondly, as a project manager, I was also responsible for customer satisfaction. What I was told by my management is that, Niroshan, this is a critical project, you got to ensure that customers are happy. That's your job. And if you are not able to do that, probably, we see the consequences. So that's the message, right? So that didn't work for me, but I managed to do well, right? That doesn't mean that I was totally happy and, enjoying my life. I hope everyone knows it, right? There are 3 constraints that we are struggling day in, day out. What are those? Time, scope, budget, right? These 3 things got to be under control as a project manager. If not, it's your responsibility. So therefore, there's a lot of tension in your job, right? In you, day in, day out, you try to get these 3 things in balance. The next thing that I really don't like about being a project manager is I'm the point of contact. Any matter, anyone would contact me and scream, right? So personally it doesn't work, and when you look at the team context, it's not really working. If you ask a guy who works in a traditional project management team, mostly it's around frustration, right? They get frustrated about how the things are done, why the management is shouting on the little issues. And also, you're responsible for resource planning and also mentoring and counseling. So it's your primary job to mentor people as well as counsel them. If you see someone not doing good, you're going to go and approach it, probably counsel. And you would have been a good, effective project manager if you were able to manage the risks and issues. So that's one of the main criteria, right? So that's the first thing. With that, this is the other bad behavior, right? The expectation that you are the hero, you know everything and you kind of can save the team. So when I started coaching certain things, when the team started doing well, I was personally told by the leadership, right, saying, Nero, you are saving and you are the kind of master there. Because management likes it, right? Management wants to own that and kind of drive it. Good way or the bad way, right? Getting the people to do what they are supposed to do, and you're not empathetic and you're not looking into the other qualities that a manager should have. This is really close to the PM role as well, right? As a PM, I think we look like heroes in our own eyes as well as in others' eyes. And we fix impediments. We don't let the team handle it because it's too risky sometimes. That's what we are thinking. So we jump in and we fix it. Even the slight technical issue comes in, you see that the project managers, even technical project managers, will jump in and try to fix it. There's no room given to the team to try what they think right. And this behavior really limits the self-organization. And there wasn't any discussion around it, right, to be frank. right? While I was a project manager, I never heard this self-organization thing. What I heard is about the 3 constraints: managing the project, delivering it on time, with the right scope and the budget, right? So that's the second thing that you need to be careful. Maybe there are goods in it, but you need to get it at the right balance, right? The next thing is the Scrum police. Now, still I do that with certain teams. I'm not saying it's totally bad, I'm saying this is kind of not the right thing to happen. Usually police is driven by command and controlling, right? So they try to command and insist certain things and get the work done. And in Scrum setting, how it works is you are the rigid Scrum Master who would like to think that the team has to be on the book. Scrum guide, no exceptions. Any moment you are ready to shoot them, right? We do that sometimes, but we need to kind of strike the right balance there. That may be harmful. Team might not like it. Team might not enjoy what they're doing. In this role, the biggest loophole, pitfall I see is that the person is not having any empathy. You're not trying to look at the other's perspective, your people's perspective, right? You have your own view and you're trying to push that to the team. Team boss, and I've been here, right? So even I think even at this point, this is a challenge, right? So particularly when you are the pay manager, when you are the line manager who is responsible for the increments, bonuses, firing and hiring, this becomes challenging. You know why? Because with those discussions, the team, it's very difficult to think that you are gaining the trust. Because any moment you convey a negative message, it may go as, you're talking about servant leadership, but now you're telling me that this is what it is, right? You're going to fire me. Because in an organization, these things will happen. You cannot stop them. The question is whether as a Scrum Master you should be doing the boss role. You should become the team's captain, team's boss. And also, as I mentioned, trust building is the biggest issue with this for me. And how many of you have heard, knowing Jira means you are agile? Right? How many companies promote this? The first question is there, right? And I see, certain traditional organizations are facing challenges to work around these designations. Instead of announcing the designation Scrum Master, role Scrum Master, they would call it a process manager. They would call it a, Jira, not Jira particularly, but in terms of process.